welcome back to the Oh, sorry. I'm gonna take this. Yes, I know I haven't made an Incredibles 2 video in a month, but I'm literally Yes, I know there's been a trailer released in that month, but I'm literally... Okay, it's a bit harsh to say my channel's dying without Incredibles... Okay, you make good points, but as I was saying, I am literally making an Incredibles 2 video right now. How you doing? And welcome to my final Incredibles 2 prediction video. Since film's coming out in about a month, and while I think we might get one more trailer in June, I don't think they're gonna give us that much more information. We basically know everything that happens already, except for the final act, which they have tried to keep a mystery until today, where I'm gonna try and guess what's gonna happen. But first, let's just go through everything we know for sure, starting with the fact the film opens with the fight against the Underminer. And if I'm honest, we've been given way too much information about this fight. I can tell you exactly what happened. Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl go off and fight, leaving Violet and Dash in charge of Jack. And despite the implications from the first trailer that Violet and Dash don't get involved, we know that inevitably they have to intervene when they see other people in danger, leading to both of them saving lives during the fight. Violet's secret identity is going to be exposed to Tony. They're going to break up. Frozen's going to come along and help them fight, and eventually they're going to defeat the Underminer. And while we specifically don't know how they defeat him, the real question is, at what cost do they defeat him? Because of course it's illegal to be a superhero in the Incredibles universe, and immediately after the fight, they are faced by armed officers. The Incredibles, that is. Frozone isn't with them, so he seemingly got away. And in comes Winston Dever, because at some point in between the opening battle and the main events of the film, he finds and approaches Frozone to talk about hero stuff. Frozone goes on to tell Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible about Winston Dever, and they arrange a meeting with him and his sister Evelyn, who they sneakily kept out of the trailers, but we know she's there. They see Elastigirl as the superior and least problematic super out of the three of them and offer her a new job. And they provide her with a new suit. A suit that wasn't designed by Edna.
Edna designed this?
No, some guy named Alexander Galbaki.
You know what that's the sound of? That's the sound of my first correct Incredibles 2 prediction.
Elastigirl's super suit is by Galbaki? Explain yourself!
And while we don't know who Alexander Galbaki is, considering Edna Mode's reaction to him designing Elastigirl's suit, we can presume he was one of Edna's rivals during the glory days when they were making super suits. And this, I assume, will be followed by the part of the film where all is well. Kind of like the Life's Incredible Again montage from The Incredible. The Devers get the Pars a new house in a new area. So they pack up all the stuff in their current house and move to this incredible mansion, which is shown in the trailer to have some unusual architectural features. There should also be some cool scenes of Elastigirl taking on some baddies. Baddies. I just unironically wrote that into my script. It's such a cringy word. And of course, it's implied Elastigirl is very successfully doing her job, proven by this news headline shown in the trailer, where she's credited for rescuing hundreds of people. And the fact she's saving people improves the public's opinion on supers, which brings me to my favorite line in the trailer.
You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
Of course, referring to the fact being a super is illegal, meaning therefore Elastigirl's job is illegal. But Bob replies by saying,
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice.
Showing they sincerely believe if they can improve the public opinion on supers, supers can get re-legalized. And I think that's going to be the major theme of this film. Because despite having a happy ending at the end of The Incredibles, it wasn't really that great. Yeah, they defeated Syndrome and everything, but the supers were never re-legalized, so they had to remain in hiding at the end of the film. Which is why I predict the ending of this film has something to do with that. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because while Elastigirl is excelling at her new job, Bob is at home with the kids. Which I think will be quite an interesting dynamic, because Bob, being Mr. Incredible, will probably think, oh, looking after kids, that's a piece of cake, and will inevitably find it much more challenging than he expected. Especially when he finds out Jack has powers. And because he won't want to trouble Helen about it while she's doing her new job, he turns to Frozone. And of course, Frozone turns out to be no use. So he turns to the next best person he knows when it comes to having a knowledge on the supers, Rick Dicker. I'm joking, him and Jack go see Edna. It's literally in the trailer. And that will make up the Edna scene in the film. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it will be great.
Your bill will be covered by my fee for being Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone's exclusive designer throughout the known universe and until the end of time.
And of course, that'll be more of a side story to the whole Elastigirl's new job and trying to improve the supers' reputation, which is where I expect to meet the 6 wannabe supers from the poster. Most of you probably don't know much about these wannabe supers, but I do. So let me tell you about them. Firstly, we've got Void, which I'm assuming is the one you're most familiar with. She's been confirmed to have a more important role in the film than any of the other wannabe supers since she's being played by world-famous actress Sophia Bush. According to Oh My Disney, she's a young, over-eager mega fan of Elastigirl, and her superpower is dimensional teleportation, which is the ability to divert and manipulate the objects around her by creating voids, which allow the objects to appear and disappear. And you may have heard of her, but I doubt you've heard of He-Lectrix. He has the ability to control and project electrical currents and is impervious to electricity. He can use force sliding, basically. You might have heard of Brick if you watched my last Incredibles 2 video analysing the Lego set. She has the ability to expand to the size and strength of a brick wall on command. The fourth Wannabe Super is much older than the rest, and his name's Reflux because he's able to regurgitate his molten stomach acid and produce lava. Lovely. Really lovely. Screech is the next super, and he's basically an owl. Like, he's genuinely a human owl. He has abilities of night vision, flight, and 360-degree head rotation. So, an owl. And the final Wannabe Super is called Crusader, who has the power of telekinesis and can crush inanimate objects without even touching them. And I wasn't 100% sure how these Wannabe Supers tied into the film, because on the one hand, I imagine they want to work with Elastigirl to get supers re-legalized. Then on the other hand, Brick attempts to kidnap Violet, Dash, and Jack Jack, according to the Lego sets, which makes me think they're working for the Screenslaver. But what if they're doing both? Because the trailers imply the Screenslaver's plans got something to do with mind control and hypnotism. For example, when he interrupts the television signal and appears on the TV screen, what looks like a security team are all just staring at screens with wide eyes as if they've been hypnotized by what's on the screen. And to add even further wood to the fire, Elastigirl is covering her eyes in the background. Why else would she be doing this unless she knew something they didn't know about what's on the screen? And I think the Screenslaver's big plan is to hypnotize all the supers so they can do his bidding. I mean, the Wannabe Supers were working with Elastigirl to get supers re-legalized, but at some point during the film, they were hypnotized by the Screenslaver, and now they're unknowingly working for him. And if you don't believe me, look at Void, He-Lectrix, and Brick in this clip. Look at their eyes. They've been hypnotized. And that's why Brick will try to kidnap Violet, Dash, and Jack Jack. She's been enslaved by Screen. But unfortunately for the Screenslaver, the kids proved to be more powerful than he anticipated and get away from Brick in Mr. Incredible's car. And Violet and Dash, upon finding out about the Screenslaver's plan, will realize
It's up to us.
and will go out and help Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone take on the Screenslaver and his army of Wannabe Supers. Which sounds awesome. Because despite all the great things that happen in The Incredibles, we never actually get to see a person with superpowers fight another person with superpowers. And we're gonna presumably have a 6 versus 6 Captain America Civil War style fight on our hands in this film. And I think The Incredibles will go on to win that fight. It is a Pixar film, of course. I'd be very surprised if we don't get a happy ending. And hopefully, to top it off, supers will get legalized at the end. As you probably know, the film's coming out a month later in the UK than it is in the US, so I'm actually going to America to go see this film next month. And I know it's in a month's time, but if you want to follow my antics while I'm there, go follow my Instagram, because I'll be posting on my story every day while I'm there. And that is all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking here. You can watch another Incredibles 2 video by clicking here. You can check out my other social medias by searching up the @ that are here, or looking at the links in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and by the way, if you think this means I'm done with Incredibles 2 videos, trust me, we're just getting started.